what's going on, you guys? So who's next for Gervonta Tank Davis? Of course, he beat Rolando Romero, right? The fight that a lot of people wasn't too interested hearing about it, but once it happened and the build up to the fight, it ended up being a really big, good fight. Me personally, I enjoyed the fight and I like both guys. So I was interested in seeing how that fight played out, right? And it was a really good fight for what it was. But Tank Davis, boxing fans want to know, is Tank Davis going to fight one of the top guys? The Devin Haneys now, right? The Lomachenkos. Now, we don't know what's going on with Lomachenko, but the Devin Haneys. Devin Haney said that Gervonta Tank Davis could fight him. He'd become his mentor, and anytime he'd throw that WBA belt in the trash.
The champion at 135 pounds. The champion. There's only one.
And it's undisputed, man. You got to say undisputed. I need to hear undisputed.
You're the undisputed.
Undisputed.
And that's the right word for you because there is no dispute. No one can dispute this.
I'm not the champion. I am the undisputed champion.
Absolutely. Let's go through some of your contenders, champ.
Okay.
I don't care who has belts and who doesn't and who has. These are
nobody has belts.
Right,
nobody has
belts.
belts.
Well, Tank has a regular belt, right? Right.
Throw it in the trash can.
This is what I'm saying.
Throw it in the trash can.
This is, see, once you're the man, it's easy to say that. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
So, but he is your mandatory right now.
He could be my mandatory.
He could be.
He's not my mandatory.
What could mean?
If he want it, then he could get it.
Oh, so
he could
So
become
if he
my
wanted to be your mandatory,
he could push. Yeah, he could push for it.
And you would accept that fight right now.
Come on now. I said 2 fights that I want. Loma and
Tank, set this shit up, man.
Tank Davis says, after you beat Kambosos, I want you next.
Devin Haney said, quote, if you don't care to go and make the big fights happen, what's the point of even leaving your current situation? Might as well stay there and be loyal to Floyd. What do you think about that?
He's an email champ. He's an email champ. He's fighting because somebody mailed him the belt. Did that ever happen in boxing anymore? And he's talking crazy. And he still got, like, come on. So if you win, you said all that. If you win, I'm not out my contract. Let's make the fight happen. Since you was wanting to talk crazy, let's do that. I want to fight you if you win, Devin Haney.
Right? He says all these things. So we're gonna see if it could possibly happen. There's other guys that Tank Davis may have to contend with. Guys like Michel Rivera, Zizarel Corrales, right? Michel Rivera came out and said that he's Tank's mandatory. Will Tank Davis fight a guy like Michel Rivera, a.k.a. Ali, right? Who seemed to have amassed somewhat of a following on Instagram, right? His whole Ali moniker, it seems to be working for him. He has a lot of size for a lightweight. Seems pretty big for a lightweight, a lot of speed. It'd be a pretty interesting fight for Gervonta Tank Davis. But it's not a fight that box fans right now, it's not something that's necessarily been built up that fans really want to see Tank Davis in. Fans want to see Tank Davis fight guys like Lomachenko, Devin Haney, or maybe even Kambosos, Ryan Garcia, right? Or even Shakur Stevenson. But that's probably a fight that'll happen later on down the line, by the way Shakur Stevenson is talking about it. But for Tank Davis, it'll be paramount for him to hop on these guys sooner rather than later. It's a timing thing, right? And since Tank Davis is the older guy, he may want to hop on these guys before they get older, more experienced and stronger, right? So Tank Davis, him being a smaller man, naturally him being a smaller man than a lot of these young guys, that's going to likely dwarf him in size, right? I mean, we see guys like Michel Rivera, who's pretty big for a lightweight already as it is. Tank Davis, even though for what he lacks for in size, he makes up for his big punch. But box fans want to know what's next for Tank Davis, right? Is we going to see these same guys? Because a lot of box fans, let's be honest, a lot of boxing fans, people love Tank, right? But then again, there's another group of fans who's going to tell you the truth. And they're going to tell you that Tank Davis really ain't fought nobody. They ain't fought nobody he ain't supposed to really been in that way. He ain't fought nobody that he really wasn't supposed to be. Right? This is what people are going to say. This is what people are saying, right? So people want to see Tank, even your boy Bushido, who's a big fan of Tank. I need to see him in there in some of these bigger fights. I need to see Tank Davis go ahead and fight Devin Haney. I need to see that fight happen somehow. Will it happen if Devin Haney and Bill Haney are still doing business with ESPN and Top Rank? Will it still happen that way? Who knows? But it's one of the biggest fights to be made in boxing at this point, right? Devin Haney, Tank Davis with this guy, Tank Davis with that guy, right? Tank Davis is the man right now. But people want to see Tank Davis fight somebody that we don't know if Tank Davis is going to really beat this dude. Right? Because guys like Rolando Romero, he talked his way into that. He talked people into believing that he really had a chance. Right? He talked it, but he couldn't fully walk it. He did a good job in the fight, but, we saw what happened. But boxing fans want to know what's going on with Tank Davis. Is he a fight a guy like Michel Rivera? That'd be interesting if WBA, since the regular WBA champion has to deal with all the mandatory obligations, he'll have to likely fight Zizarrel Corrales, who's number 2 in the WBA, or Michel Rivera, who claims to be the mandatory, who said he wants his shot at Tank Davis, who said he waited a whole year to fight Tank Davis. Will the WBA force their hand on Tank Davis and make him fight as mandatory at 135 pounds? Right? But yeah, Tank Davis has options. Tank Davis can go after Devin Haney, right? He came out and said that since you was talking at blah, 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 after George Kambosos, I want you next. He said that, so we got to see if he going to follow through with it. But of course, Devin Haney has to get past George Kambosos once again. So now, in the meantime, who is Tank Davis going to fight? I think Tank Davis, Michel Rivera be a pretty good fight, interesting fight. A dude got a lot of size, who has a jab, who may not have an experience like Tank Davis has, but it'll be somebody different, right? Somebody different for Tank Davis that we haven't seen. Tank Davis fought a lot of the same guys, if I'm honest. But he'll be somebody a little bit different from what we used to seeing, even though he's not necessarily a big name in the sport right now. So yeah, Devin Haney is the fight that I'm looking to see Tank Davis in. Who will win that fight? Who knows? We gotta wait to see what happens with Devin Haney and George Kambosos first. But yeah, man, that's all I got. Gervonta Tank Davis, what's next for him? Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.